ובחודש תורה בדיבור המשכיל תיגו בחודש דרושי and likutei Torah and the Mamar blow in a shofar in the month. The second Mamar Reish Paragimel Achine Hamshachas Klalos Chulu, but the general concept of drawing down the derech v'hatachton tzarich la'alos madrega, so similar to how the idea of that below has to be elevated in level. V'hinei le'inyan mashikaz v'le'il sh'hatachton tzarich la'alos. Now, according to what was explained, that below has to be elevated, tzarich la'alos, v'gam ha'elyon yored, and also the above has to come down. Yesh lomar, we can say, al derech ma shenizbor sof dibur ha'maschil havin ma shekosel b'yom hashmini atzeres tiyelachem, according to what's explained in the Mamar, that on the day of Shmini Atzeres, it should be for you, shetzarach lios beis b'chinos chasen, that you have to have two concepts of the groom. That in general, that's the above coming downwards. Vayin mashikos mizeh gam kein b'dibur hamaschil shir hashirim. Where it talks about the two grooms as well, from beyond Atzilus into Atzilus, and from Atzilus to below. That's the Shiur of the Shirim. That Shiur is Lashon Zachar. But there's another level that's greater, and that's that the Chasen should be Yotzei Mechupas, or go out of his chuppah. And this concept is when the below goes upwards and the above goes downwards. Azai Dai or Yehiyah Bechinas Chasen Aleph. Then you'll have the first concept of Chasen. Uperush Vehu Kechasan Hu Da Tika. An explanation of what is, and he is a Chasen, the word Hu, he, the unknown, is that refers to Atik. Is the groom. Yum Shach Giloi Kechasen should come downwards as a revelation, like a groom that comes Zeran Pin, that the groom in general is Za. And that we say is Atik is like Za. Hu Kechasan. And like it's brought in the Mamar, so Sasis, where it says that he will be like a Kohen, like the Chasen, with the concept of Chesed or whatever. And then we can also say the place of union in the middle. That's the concept of the 7th month, Shubina, which is Bina Hanikra Shchintai Law, which is called the supernal Shechina al Shem Sheshochenes Gimel Rishonos al Zayin Tachtonos, because it dwells the first 3 levels on the 7 lower levels. V'im kein sham makom achibur shel vav ksavos mi'olam. If so, that's the point of union of the 6 sides that are called the days of the world. Hanikra Elokim, which are called Elokim Tzimtzumim Havaya, or in Sof Hamir B'Chochma, together the union of Elokim of contraction with Shem Havaya of the infinite light that shines into Chochma, Havaya B'Chochma. Vayin Mashikos V'Chai Gav, the Mamash Papirush Lahakriv Libemuado. Look what's brought similarly on the verse, to draw towards me in the time. Bina Nikra Moed, that Bina is called the time or the holiday. Lashin Yud V'Chibur, that it's from the language of union and connection, or of a promise of union in marriage. So Lahagriv Libe Muado means to offer up or to draw close in the union, in the marriage. Mitam Hanal, from that reason, that the Bina, the Moed, is the one that causes this union. So therefore it's called Al Shem, the union. Belukutei Torah Pashas Pinchas Bibir Al Pasuk Tzavas Bnei Yisrael Vahinu Ki Yedua, and because it's known Shechachma Bina Nikra Ayin V'Yesh, that Chachma and Bina are called not and the existence. the nothing and the something. Im kain gama bina nekra yesh legabeha ein sof hachachma. If so, bina is also called the something in comparison to the infinite of chachma. Ein sof hachachma im kain tzarich lahamshich ba shachos bechinas einu bittul bechachma. If so, you have to draw down into the bina, I guess, drawing down the knot and the nullification of wisdom of chachma. So inyan yichud chachma bina, that's the concept of union of chachma and bina chibur ayin lihiyos hayesh. Batel gamre, the union of the nothing together with the something, to have the something completely nullified, the bechinas ayin chulu, to the not. So that you have the concept of Shechinta Ilah on the Zayin Tachtonos, and that's a union. And you also have Bina as it's united with Chachma. Be'echad l'chodesh ze Avraham, the first of the month. That refers to Avram Shenemar Echad Haya Avraham, like it says that Avraham was one. So what's the connection between Avraham and the first of the month and Rosh Hashana? That it's written that Avraham was old. That until Avraham there was no one getting old. What does it mean? Elderly. It's like it's written by Matan Torah, Nid Melahim Kazakein, that he appeared to them like an old man, Va'atik Yamin Yasiv Chulu, that the ancient of days sat, meaning to say that until Avraham the one reached that level of like Kazakein and Atik. Avraham Shikim Kol HaTorah, and this revelation Avraham drew down through fulfilling the entire Torah. And look what's brought in the Mamar, that how Lavan got up in the morning, that in the morning of Avraham he shines the supernal whiteness. And that's the concept of the 13 attributes of mercy and the 13 decorations of the beard. And that's that Avraham was one. Because Echad is the number 13 in Gematria, which is the attributes of mercy. That's Echad. So Avraham drew down from the supernal whiteness the morning of Avraham. Like you have the morning of Avraham and the morning of Yosef, and the morning of Lavan is connected with the morning of Avraham. That's the revelation of the morning in general. So it brings in Zohar Pinchas that this is the first of the month. That you have the drawing down the 13 attributes of Arich. That are shine into Bina bechodsh Ashvi'i, that are called the 7th month. That Bina is the 7th from below to above the Midos. So that's drawing down the Midos of Harachamim. Gam Zaken Shekana Chachman, also the elder that acquired wisdom, Bittul Koach Machulu, that means that he acquired nullification of Chachma, of the strength of what? And that's the idea of, that he mixed cold and hot together. That he drew down from his garments were white like snow into Zir Anpin, which is, I guess, the Chamin. And that's that Hashem passed over in his countenance by Yavur Osios Ein Beis. That Yavur is Gematria, is the letters of Reshid Vav and Ein Beis. Gematria Chesed, that Av is the Gematria of kindness. Chesed Havaya, Gematria Gevura, that Chesed of Hashem is the Gematria of Gevura. So that's Vayavur. V'gam v'yavor osios eruv and iruv. So I guess it's, and also v'yavor is the same letters as to mix. So gvura and chesed together. V'hinu lihios iruv hiskalalus chesed v'gvura chulu. That's to mix together in the kindness and the strictness. So that's Irev Chamim B'tzon, and again, Hashem Shachas Levushikis Lag Chivel Azal, like he said. Kamal Derech Be'echad L'chodesh Hashvi, also, so Chamin and Sonin is Chesed V'Gvura together. Kamal Derech Be'echad L'chodesh Hashvi, also like the idea of in the first of the 7th month, Echad B'Bechinas Malchus and Nikra Chodesh, the first of Malchus, which is called the month, al derech vita eshel beber shava, like that he planted a tree in Beersheva, kemavor b'makom acher, like it's explained in another place, v'zeu v'hayala chem shabason, and that's that will be for you a Shabbos, al derech hanal kemo Shabbos, kilo shem Havaya, like just like Shabbos is the revelation of the name Havaya. So, so too in the 7th month, and the first of the month, so all the concept of Malchus, which is the Chodesh, the month, it's in the 7th month, that's the concept of Malchus. So Beersheva, the 7th, is also Malchus, and it should be for you a Shabbos, is also Malchus, the 7th day, that it's also a revelation of Shem Havaya Kamokin B'chinas B'chodesh Hashvi, so too the first of the 7th month. Is this idea, Zichron Truah, so Bechad Chodesh Hashvi is Avraham, and remembrance of Truah, Ze Yitzchak, Imi B'chinas Yitzchak Hava Small Nimshach Small Docher, because from the concept of Yitzchak, the left side, comes the left hand that pushes away, and that's the concept of the blowing in the short blasts that are like crying and sighing. Now it's brought in the works of the Arizal, that someone who does not cry in the 10 days of Shuvah, his soul is not complete, and so forth. Again, this is all explanation of Yitzchak. Yeah, and after we've explained Avraham, then the reason is the Hiniksiv Eretz Asher Chulu Eni Havayalu Kechaba Mereshis Hashana, that this it's the land that the eyes of Hashem Elokecha are on it from the beginning of the year. Kihine Eni Havaya Meloshen Ene Hainu B'Shnei Naim. Now the language of the eyes, that is with 2 eyes, it's a plural. The Zohar Nasar explains that the fact that you have 2, it's like the right and the left side, chesed v'gvura, sheyesh b'kichus, the ayin letav, that you have the opening of the eyes for good. Al derech eini havaya el tzadikim, like the eyes of Hashem are towards the righteous. V'yishkam kin chas v'shalom lahepech, and you also have the opposite, kemo hamid bit la'aretz v'tirad, like that he gazes at the earth and it trembles. And so too, let me go down and see by the destruction of the stump. And they ask the question that you also have the land of holiness, the land of desire, and that's the desire to go up into the infinite light. And then through this your eyes are like doves. Then the eyes of Hashem are on it. But you have a land of darkness, and their legs run towards bad, so that's called the feminine of Klippa, the bad land. And on this it says that he gazes at the earth and it trembles. So it seems that it's not dependent upon the eyes, but dependent upon the quality of the land. Now, even though the souls of Israel are rooted in the land of desire, they need to fear from this concept of gazing, of the bad gazing, because of their bad desires. And so I guess they have that bad desire is like the bad land. And the advice for this is through crying, like we'll explain. Now it says from the first without an aleph, ki aleph hu alufa shel olam. I guess it says Mereshis Pri Adam without an aleph, because the aleph refers to the singular one of the world. Bechinas ani rishon chulu, the concept of I am the first one. Vechaser aleph machmas istalkus or l'shosho batchila, and you have it's missing an aleph because of the removal of this light to its root in the beginning, back to its source. V'tzarich lios nimshach or chadash be'echad lechodesh. And you need to draw down the light anew into the first of the month. You have upon this a watching from above according to what is aroused from below, like it says that he forms their heart together. Maybe to call Masem. This is what it ends with. But so our hearts are together, and he's gazing at them. And that's the idea of the eyes. That the watching over is through these two eyes. The Chesed and the Gvura, like we said, Avraham and Yitzchak in their union. And for this reason, when a person places all of their thought, speech, and action, call Hashana, about all they thought about and spoke about and did the entire year, they'll feel very lowly and humble from being far away. And will be very fearful of the attribute of judgment. And will cry, and that with the tears in your eyes, that sweetens the attribute of judgment. When you have the opening of the eyes for good. So the tears in the eyes changes the eyes from good to bad. Gam kol Yaakov kol chasar. So too, the voice of Yaakov, the call with is missing the vav. That's the gematria of the eye. That that the voice is heard in Beis Paro, and the voice is heard above. It's a concept of Hashem listening to our voice, similar to the eyes watching us and paying attention. So we're paid attention to by our tefillos. And then from the concept of Yitzchak is drawn laughter and pleasure. Gam trua oseh. Also, the trua of the crying affects this. To have that the trua of the kingship is in him, that is the desire of the and dearness of the king is upon him. So that's also, so it's a concept of pleasure and desire. It's also from Yitzchak the concept of tainug that you draw down from this tearing and prayer. Mikra Kodesh. So that's Bechad Chodesh Shvi. And now we have the which is Avraham, and you have the second part, which is Yitzchak, which is Zichron Trua, and now we have Mikra Kodesh, and that's Yaakov. Mikra Kodesh is a Yaakov, Kihine Ba'aseres Yomei Tshuva Omim HaMelech HaKadosh, because in the 10 days of Tshuva we say, the Holy King, Umavur B'makom Mochesh Zeu Inyan Shamru Razal, Hagiloi mebechinas kedushasi lamayla mikdushaschem. The revelation from that my holiness is higher than your holiness was inyan mikra kodesh, and that's the concept of called holy. Nim shechali de Yaakov, and that's drawn through Yaakov. Mikra kodesh, we draw down a higher holiness. Bechinas yisodus rachamim, a concept of awakening mercies. V'kemur shekaz b'makom achar piazor vayeshev kuf pe'alef binyan v'gava me'od misitra de Yaakov chulu, like it's brought about the pasuk of Mashiach in Yeshaya, that he's going to be very high. That's from the side of Yaakov. So it's awakening of high mercies. Va'od k'mo shekasu b'midrash Rabbah, Parshas Bechukosai, Parsha Lamed Zayin al pasuk v'zachartias brizi Yaakov, and that it's brought in Medrash Bechukosai that I'll remember my covenant with Yaakov, Avraham lo nitzol mikivshan ha'esh ela b'zchuso shel Yaakov, that Avraham was only saved from the furnace of fire in the merit of Yaakov. Mashal chulu. I guess it's also a concept of awakening mercies, higher than the concept of chesed. And that you have a mashal, that you had someone who had a daughter and was married and got married to a king. And the intention is Yaakov, that Yaakov is the middle pole, the middle line, that reaches all the way to Kesed, and draws down the light from the infinite light. Mamash truly, mikra kodesh ze Yaakov. Therefore, what's called holy is Yaakov. Yaakov dafka mamshich or mebichinas kodesh elyon. That Yaakov specifically draws down the light from the supernal holiness. So I guess Yaakov is like the one who marries the king in the mashal, that you're able to reach up all the way to the crown. Also the place of union, and the 7th month is like to draw me close in the holiday of the Moed of Bina. Avraham, the first, that refers to Avraham. Ad Avraham lo hava zikna v'Avraham zaken, that until Avraham he did not have an elderliness, and Avraham was old. Gilo Yud Gimel Midos. You have a revelation of the 13 attributes, and by Avraham in his morning, V'yash came Lavan, that Lavan got up in the morning. Baboker, the Avraham, in the morning of Avraham, Gamal Derech Shekana Chachma, also like the idea that he acquires wisdom. Zakin Shekana Chachma, Gam Vayita Ashel, also the tree that he planted. Truaze Yitzchak, and the true refers to Yitzchak, and the plural of eyes, Hu Chesed V'Gevura, that's the kindness and the strictness. Therefore you have vision for good, and you also have the other side, and through the crying it's sweetened, that the gates of tears are not closed. Yitzchak is also pleasure and laughter, and the pleasure of the king is in him, Mikra Kodesh. And then you have the concept of Yaakov, the called holy, drawing down the holy, Melech HaKadosh, like we say, the holy king, Yaakov. But through Yaakov, that it reaches all the way up to what's high, through the Kavaim Tzai to Keser, and Mashakos B'Dibra Maschim Imlo Tidai, Perush She'en B'Libcha Bina Ela Echad, where it explains that there's, just like in your heart, Yaakov, which is in your heart, which is Bina, there's only one, Bina Liba, Kach, so too in our hearts, and by the Shvatim below, that Yaakov is above and the Shvatim are below. He draws down. And in Rosh Hashana, my heart says to search for my countenance. Therefore, everybody has to reach this level of the inner countenance. That's like Yaakov, that draws down from the inner